In 50 years of keeping one small house, I have helped daughters, neighbors, and grandchildren sort their clothes. Nearly every one of them made me the same promise: this time it will stay neat. And nearly every one of them was standing before the same crowded shelves 3 weeks later. Not because they were lazy, not because they owned too much, because they were taught to make clothes look tidy, and no one ever taught them what makes tidiness hold. The look was never the problem. Forever is a strong word. No fold does the work for you. But there is one fold, older than I am, that removes the reason closets fall apart. It costs nothing, and it can be learned in an afternoon. My name is Keiko Tanaka. I am 78 years old, and I have kept a small wooden house on the edge of Kanazawa for over 50 years. I am not someone who always lived simply. For decades my closets were so full I could not find the cloth I wanted without pulling out 6 others first. Sweaters I forgot I owned, scarves folded on top of scarves. I would stand in front of an open drawer and feel tired before the day had even started. It was not a weekend project that changed this. It was learning one fold, and then doing it every day for 20 years. Slowly, through the practice of Danshari, the quiet discipline of letting go, my home grew lighter, my drawers grew calm. I would like to show you the fold that changed mine. But first, you need to understand why the way you are folding now keeps failing you. Think about how you stack your clothes right now. You lay one shirt flat, then another on top, then another, a neat pile. It looks fine when you finish. But here is what happens inside that pile over the next few days. You open the drawer and see only the top layer. Everything beneath it disappears. You reach for the same few things on top, morning after morning, and the rest sit untouched underneath, slowly pressing flat under the weight. After a week, the bottom of that pile is a compressed knot of wrinkled fabric you have not thought about once. You own it, you washed it, you folded it, and still it might as well not exist, because you cannot see it. This is not a failing of yours, it is a failing of the method. Flat stacking hides from you the very things it is supposed to organize. It rewards the top and punishes the bottom. No amount of refolding will fix that. A horizontal pile only shows you its surface. The fix is not a better pile. It is turning the whole idea on its side. When you fold a piece of clothing into a simple, smooth rectangle and stand it upright on its own edge, every single item in the drawer faces you the moment you open it. Nothing is buried, nothing is forgotten. You can see the pale green blouse and the worn cotton undershirt and the thick winter socks all at once, standing side by side like books on a shelf. That standing rectangle is the entire method. One shape, one principle. Let me show you exactly how to make it. Lay the garment face down on a flat surface. A bed, a table, even the floor will do, as long as you have room to spread it out fully. Run your palm across the fabric once, slowly from the center outward. You are smoothing out the wrinkles, yes, but you are also feeling the cloth, the weight of it. The weave. This is not a race. Now fold the left side inward, bringing the sleeve and the edge of the fabric toward the center line. Do the same with the right side. What you have is a narrow rectangle, roughly the width of your hand and forearm together. The sleeves are tucked inside. If the sides are not perfectly even, that is all right. You are not wrapping a gift. You are making something that can stand. Take the top of that narrow rectangle and fold it down toward the middle. Take the bottom and fold it up to meet it. The two halves come together like closing a book. What you are holding now is a compact, smooth packet of fabric about the size of your palm. Set it down on its edge in the drawer, not on its flat side. On its edge, the way you would stand a paperback book upright on a shelf. If it stands on its own, you are done. That is the fold. If it slumps or falls over, fold it once more inward. The thicker the fabric, the easier it stands. A cotton shirt holds itself up beautifully. A thin camisole may need that extra fold, and that is perfectly fine. Pick it up and hold it for a moment. A folded cotton shirt has a particular weight in the hand, compact and satisfying, like a well-made rice bowl. It feels finished. You can tell by the weight alone whether you did it well. Now set it back. Watch it stand there quietly in the drawer, waiting for the morning you choose it. It is not hiding under anything. It is simply there, visible, ready. This fold works for nearly everything. A t-shirt, a pair of trousers, a cotton skirt, a thick wool sweater. The rectangle changes size, but the principle does not. Sides in first, then top and bottom meet in the middle, then stand it on its edge. Once your hands learn it, they will not forget. But not everything belongs in this fold. Some things ask for something different, and knowing which ones is part of the kindness. A silk blouse, for instance, the fabric is so soft, so willing to slide, that it will not hold a rectangle. You fold it, set it on its edge, and it melts slowly to one side like a tired child leaning against a doorframe. You could fold it tighter, but then you find creases pressed into the silk that no amount of smoothing will release. A structured blazer is the opposite problem. The shoulders are built with padding and seams that want to hold a form, and when you try to press that shape flat into a rectangle, you are fighting the garment itself. You will win, but the blazer will not forgive you for it. A linen dress wrinkles if you look at it too long. That is simply what linen does. It is a beautiful, honest fabric, and it asks to hang freely where the air can move through it. These pieces belong on hangers, not because the folding method failed, but because matching each thing to its right place is the method. A silk blouse breathing on a wooden hanger in the closet is just as organized as a cotton shirt standing upright in a drawer. They are simply different kinds of care. This is Danshari thinking. You do not force everything into one system and call it order. You listen to what each thing needs and put it where it can rest properly. The fold is for what the fold serves. The hanger is for what the hanger serves. Knowing the difference is the whole practice. So now you have the fold and you know which things it welcomes and which it does not. The next question is the drawer itself, and you may already have what you need sitting in your hall closet right now. Look at a shoebox, not the shoes inside it, just the box. It is sturdy cardboard, about the height of your hand, open at the top. Now look at your drawer. Those neatly folded rectangles you just learned to stand upright have nothing to lean against. They tip into each other. After a few mornings of pulling one shirt out in a hurry, the rest slowly slumps sideways like a row of dominoes, and within a week you are back to a loose pile. Take that shoebox and cut it down so it sits just below the rim of your drawer. A pair of kitchen scissors and a few minutes of patience will do. Set it inside. Line up your folded socks inside the box. The cardboard walls hold them in place. They stand the way books stand on a shelf, each one visible, each one easy to reach without disturbing the others. Put a second box beside the first for undergarments, a third for light cotton tops. You are grouping by category now, and something interesting happens. You can see, at a single glance, exactly how many of each thing you own. 14 pairs of socks, 9 undershirts. You did not count them. The drawer counted them for you, just by making them all visible at once. You may have 4 or 5 shoeboxes in a closet right now, holding nothing but dust. In Japanese, There is a word for the quiet sorrow of waste, matai. It means never discarding what still has purpose. Using what is already in your home before reaching for something new is not thrift. It is respect for the thing and for yourself. You do not need to buy a single organizer. The solution has been in your closet all along. But even the best drawer will not stay this way on its own. It needs something from you, and it is smaller than you think. You have probably heard the advice. Before you organize anything, you must take every single item out of every closet, every drawer, every shelf, and pile it all in one enormous mountain on your bed. Then, and only then, are you supposed to begin. I understand why people teach it that way. The idea is that seeing everything you own in one place will shock you into letting go. But I have watched what actually happens more often than not. You spend an entire Saturday morning pulling things out. The pile grows. It covers the bed. It spills onto the floor. And at some point in the early afternoon, standing in the middle of it all, something inside you goes quiet. Not the peaceful kind, the defeated kind. The mountain is too large, too many decisions. Your back hurts. You are hungry. So you begin stuffing things back in, faster than you took them out. And by evening, the closet is worse than it was that morning, because now nothing is even in the right place. I have lived in a small Japanese home for over 50 years. There is no room for a massive pile on the floor. The section-by-section way is not laziness. It is the only way that fits. Open one drawer, just the one in front of you right now. Fold what is inside it the way you have just learned. Stand each piece on its edge. Slide in your shoebox dividers. Close it. That drawer is finished. Tomorrow, or next week, or whenever you feel ready, open the next one. This is how life actually moves. Not in grand dramatic weekends that leave you exhausted, but in small, honest stretches of 10 or 15 minutes that you can do without rearranging your entire day. One shelf, one section of the closet, one small corner that has been bothering you since last winter. You do not need to see everything you own piled on your bed to know what matters. You only need to hold one thing at a time, fold it with care, and set it where it belongs. The drawer will teach you the rest if you let it go slowly. Here is the part that people skip, and it is the reason their drawers fall apart within a month. You did the fold. You stood everything upright. You slid in your shoebox dividers, and it felt wonderful. But a drawer is not a photograph. It is a living thing. You open it every morning, pull something out in a hurry, push it closed on the way to the kitchen. By Friday, 2 or 3 pieces have tipped sideways. A shirt you changed your mind about got set back loosely on top. The socks have shifted. This is not failure. This is a drawer being used. And it only asks 5 minutes of you in return. Japanese tidying treats maintenance not as a chore, but as a small daily rhythm. Each evening after dinner, when the house has settled, open the drawer. Stand anything that has fallen. Refold 1 or 2 things that came back crumpled from the day. Slide them back between the cardboard walls. This is also when you notice things you would never catch otherwise. A fraying seam along the shoulder of an undershirt, a small stain on a collar you missed in the wash, a cuff gone soft and thin from years of wearing. When you handle each item regularly, with your hands and your attention, nothing hides forgotten at the bottom for months. You see the wear, you feel it, and you can decide calmly whether to mend it, wash it again, or let it go. The closet stays organized not because of one heroic weekend, but because of 5 quiet minutes every evening. That is not a secret at all. It is just patience, repeated. There is a drawer in your home tonight that is ready. Maybe it is the one in your bedroom, the one you open every morning without thinking. Maybe it is the small one in the hallway where the scarves have lived in a tangle since last autumn. Whichever it is, I would love to know. Tell me in the comments which drawer you will start with tonight. I read every one. And if you are wondering what comes after the fold, after the drawer is finally at peace, the answer is learning how to care for what you kept. Small mending, a button replaced before it is lost, a color refreshed with nothing more than a damp cloth and a steady hand. It is the natural next step after today. But tonight it is simpler than all of that. One fold, one drawer, 5 minutes before you turn out the light. That is enough. That has always been enough. When the drawer closes quietly, without catching, without the old stubborn resistance of fabric bunched against wood, something inside you settles too. It is a very small feeling. You may not even notice it the first time, but it is there. The calm of a space that holds only what it needs, arranged with patience, tended with care. In Japanese, there is a word for the beauty of the spare and imperfect, wabi-sabi. It is not something you buy or build. It is something you earn, slowly, through patient daily practice. The people who built this country with their hands knew things we are only just starting to remember.